Do you think the culture is being sold out? Because a lot of people are saying that right now. A lot of people are talking about, yo, we are selling out the culture, blah, blah, blah. That now most artists are priding themselves, you know, with their accomplishments
on the international
stage, and they are not priding themselves back home.
First of all, are we selling the culture? No. I don't think we're selling the culture out. I think international interest in our culture is a reflection of the success that we've had,
of the culture,
the growth that we've had,
yeah,
the fan base that we've had outside of the country, outside of the continent,
yeah,
where there's been a huge demand for this incredible natural resource that we found in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ghana, whatever it is. That's number one. Number two, it is natural that when you become successful and you grow and your audience is in the diaspora and around the world, you will start going internationally to perform your music.
Absolutely.
People will have to pay you to come out there and perform. Now, with regards to back home, I've always said that home is the most important fan base in the world. Even for us in diaspora, we react to whatever the people back home are messing with.
Yeah.
If the people back home are rocking with somebody 9 times out of 10, it's going to reflect onto us. So the fan base, I've always said that the fan base at home needs to be serviced. There has to be a better way for these artists to touch those fan bases. The big criticism that we've heard from the artists is that there are no structures in place for proper touring back home in Africa, back home in Nigeria. Let's talk about a Lagos-based artist trying to tour Nigeria by road. You are in trouble.
That's not possible. Yeah.
You can't go to Ibadan, go to Benin. Of course you can do it, but there's so many risks involved.
With safety and all that stuff. That's right.
Absolutely. Safety, security. You know, you're talking about the bad roads. You're talking about, you know, electricity. You're talking about all these things. So one, we have to look at a way where these problems have to be fixed. That's number one. Number two, I take Burna Boy, you know, for example, and some of these other incredible artists that have been traveling around the world and performing on fantastic stages and using incredible productions around the world. In some cases, and there's been examples of that, you know, their sets and their production quality, in some cases, haven't been able to match what they've been getting internationally. It's not the fault of the promoters. It's the fault of, you know, the people that can create, you know, an industry and support an industry back home. The private sectors. You know, we talk about the government, but it looks like at this stage, the government ain't going to do shit.
We're going to get to that because
the government ain't going to do shit.
Nah, we're going to get to that.
So what we need are the private companies who have benefited immensely from this fantastic array of creative talent. You know, your banks, you know, your telecommunications companies who have made billions off of the creative industry, from selling their music, from using them as ambassadors to increase, you know, publicity and building bank accounts off of all this young talent. How about you sit a couple of them down and say, apart from us giving you that $1 million endorsement, what else can we do for your industry to make your life better?